All right, so we're going to start Krebs cycle. Also known as the citric acid cycle. And this is going to take place in the matrix of the mitochondria. And previously, for aerobic respiration, we talked about glycolysis. And the glycolysis produces pyruvates, which then is used in the link reaction. And the link reaction uses acetyl-CoA, or produces acetyl-CoA from that pyruvate. And then that acetyl-CoA is going to be used in the Krebs cycle. So we're in the third of our 4 total steps. Krebs cycle will be followed by the electron transport chain. And we'll get to that as well. How many carbons did the acetyl-CoA have that we produced in the link reaction? It has 2. So acetyl-CoA has 2 carbons. It's going to react with a 4-carbon molecule that we'll come back to a little bit later on to produce a 6-carbon molecule. It's called citrate. In the production, the formation of citrate, the CoA gets released. Ultimately, we are going to end back up with this 4-carbon molecule, so we're going to make a big cycle, a big circle. Do I have 5? Thank you. That is CoA. So let's make that more legible. CoA. CoA. This citrate is going to be converted to another 6-carbon molecule. Called isocitrate. During this conversion, some water comes in and some water comes out. The isocitrate is going to be converted to another molecule called ketoglutarate. It has 5 carbons. Where do you think one of those carbons, or that carbon, is lost to? Carbon dioxide. So in the conversion of isocitrate to ketoglutarate, it changes from 6 to 5 carbons. In doing so, a carbon dioxide is released, and that carbon, the where we lose the carbon is right there. It's the carbon dioxide. That CO2 is a what? It's a waste product. Additionally, in this step, another molecule is used, one that we've seen before. An NAD plus goes in, and an NADH and hydrogen ion are produced. From our 5-carbon ketoglutarate, we're going to change to a 4-carbon molecule. And this is called succinyl CoA. We've lost another carbon. What do you suspect that carbon went? CO2. So we've lost another carbon dioxide. Additionally, another NAD plus is in and produces an NADH. And we've picked up a CoA. From within the matrix. It's picked up from within the matrix.
By what?
In the conversion of the ketoglutarate to the succinyl, CoA, the CoA gets attached to the succinyl.
Gotcha.
Or what becomes the succinyl. The succinyl CoA is converted to another 4-carbon molecule called succinate. And during this conversion, an ADP is combined with a free-floating phosphate to produce an ATP. You will sometimes see this written as GDP and GTP.
Same thing as ADP. So we lose the CoA.
And the CoA has come off. So we're kind of working our way back now. Reached the midpoint. Succinate still has got 4 carbons. And it gets changed to a molecule called fumarate. During this conversion, a new molecule called FAD plus reacts and is converted to a molecule called FADH2. The FAD plus and FADH2 is very similar to NADH in that it's a highly reactive molecule and will release hydrogens and electrons very easily. It's a very reactive molecule. The fumarate is converted to malate, which is still a 4-carbon molecule. Some water is input here, but not output. And then lastly, the malate is converted to this 4-carbon molecule that we started with. It's called oxyl oacetate. And in this process, a final NADH, H+ is produced. A way to maybe help you to remember this: mnemonic. Can for citrate, I for isocitrate, keep for ketoglutarate, selling for succinyl, shoes for succinate, for fumarate, money for malate, there's probably a comma here, officer for oxaloacetate, question mark. Can I keep selling shoes for money, officer? So if we go back to where we started, the oxaloacetate is a 4-carbon molecule that then is going to combine with another acetyl-CoA to produce citrate. And so the cycle is just going to repeat itself. Assuming that there's more acetyl-CoAs that can be inputs, we can keep producing these products. Take a moment to identify the inputs and the outputs, and then we'll go over those in a moment. So take a moment to identify the inputs and the outputs. All right, so let's identify inputs and outputs. What do we have for some inputs? Help me out. Yeah. NAD+. What else? All right, H2O. ADP. FAD+. CoA. And what do we start with at the very beginning? Acetyl-CoA. I would say you don't need to include the oxaloacetate because it's part of the cycle and it gets recycled. It's not. It's part of. It's like input, but it's not. It's not an input that you're adding into it. It gets recycled each time. So I don't think it's necessary to be inserted for inputs. Outputs. H2O. CoA. FADH2. How many? 2 carbon dioxides. What else? 1 ATP. 3 NADH, H+, so also 3 hydrogen ions. And I think that's it. Anything else? Okay. So there's our production of these different molecules. Our FADH2 and our NADH are going to go to the electron transport chain and are super important to that step. The CO2 is a waste product. ATP is going to be used for the cell. And the CoA will get recycled.